I want to check in with our correspondent Joe Brown. He joins us from Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, and we know this agonizing wait continues for the families of the 48 hostages still in terror captivity. And the Hostage Families Forum sent a letter to Donald Trump thanking the US president for his efforts to free the hostages and asking, in effect, Joe, that he make sure to seal this latest deal. What more can you tell us?
Well, this is one of many appeals from the hostage family members to President Donald Trump, as they believe that he is the only person who is able to pressure Benjamin Netanyahu into a deal. And what we have just seen with the Qatari phone call, with Donald Trump being on the line with Benjamin Netanyahu as he seemingly apologized to the Qatari Prime Minister, this is proof that this is the only way for it to actually happen, for Trump to pressure Netanyahu, for him to go with his tail in between his legs. I remember just last week when he was asked about the Qatari strike, and he said that this wasn't a mistake, this wasn't a failure, that this was to show that Hamas should be wary of Israel, who is willing to strike wherever. So, as Dan said, whether this is actually an apology from him or whether he's just wanting to say what Trump wants him to say so that he can get a deal and keep Trump in his good books, that remains to be seen. But the hostage family members, I'm sure they don't really care. They've been saying to me, to you, Benita, as well. We've spoken to family members of hostages dozens of times over the last couple of years, and the amount of times that they've been told by the media, even by Donald Trump himself, that a deal is close, it's lost all meaning to them. Whenever they say that there's going to be a deal within 2 weeks, we wait 2 weeks and nothing's happened. We will then wait another 2 weeks after Trump would say it again and nothing's happened. But now it finally seems as if something is occurring in DC right now between the Israeli side and the Hamas side, and whether a deal can be announced when Trump and Netanyahu speak later this evening, it remains to be seen. But it's something that the families have been pushing for so long, and if Donald Trump finally gets up on that stage, or even later on Truth Social, and says that there is a deal that has been signed, I'm sure this will come as a huge relief for those family members, those who have family members who are alive in captivity, the 20 of them, the family members of 2 who there are concerns on their life, and of 26 who have been confirmed killed in captivity. I'm sure all of them would breathe a massive sigh of relief if a deal is announced.
And of course, adding to the agonizing wait are reports like recent reports in which Hamas suggested it had lost contact with the captors of 2 of the hostages. Of course, there's no way for Israel to confirm if that is in fact true, or if it's just another part of the cruel psychological terror, a strategy that has been playing out for nearly 2 years now.
Yes, we saw this yesterday, and we saw this straight away with the fact that the Hostage Family Forum released another statement after that, urging Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Israel Katz to stop the operations in the Gaza Strip so that Hamas could, as they claimed, extract 2 hostages who had been stuck under the rubble. Now, whether this is just Hamas lying for the sake of lying to try and get Israel, the Israeli public, to add further pressure onto the Prime Minister to accept a deal, or even to pressure Donald Trump to get Netanyahu to accept the deal before time runs out, we can't say for certain. But the likeness of this actually being the case, it's very dubious. We saw it when Idan Alexander was about to get released just a couple of months ago, and Hamas kept saying that they lost contact with him, and then they released videos of him saying that they had got him again. This is something that they do. This is part of their tactic, and the fact that this enraged the Families Forum to put out that statement last night shows that these kinds of propaganda tactics, these techniques, they work. They make the Israeli public feel, because the Israeli public has got this sort of parasocial relationship with the hostages. The family members, of course, want their loved ones back. So all in all, by putting the pressure on the Israeli people to make a stance, it shows that it's working.
Correspondent Joe Brown, live from Hostage Square in Tel Aviv. Thank you very much for the update. We will be coming back to Joe, of course, in the coming hours.